Hi gang, Rob here. It's the evening of 19 February 2018, and I've got not a knife review tonight, but a knife accessory / knife maintenance item review for you. This one comes to us from a very small company called the Stropping Young Lad, purveyor of fine USA-made knives and accessories. Don't worry, don't struggle to read this. I'm going to put in the description the web address and then Colin's email. So here's the deal. Last year at the GEC Rendezvous, I met this young man named Colin Brawley at the Rendezvous, and he came up to me, introduced himself, and I think I had some contact with him, maybe sharpened a couple of his knives, but didn't really recognize the name. But he presented me with this rather smart looking pocket slip, custom made for the GEC number 74 Heartland clip. Look at this. Inside it goes with a very tailored fit, my Gabon Ebony Heartland clip. Very fine leather, very smooth flesh side, and then stitched with tiger thread. I believe marketed as the strongest leather working thread on the market. Just fits really well. Never going to fall out. The clip point, or the clip of the blade, sort of retains it almost like a cam welt in a knife sheath. Really, really nice. He gave this to me, and then he asked me a question. And rather than tell you the question, I'm just going to read you the letter that he sent me. I got this this product we're going to look at today in the mail a couple months ago, and I've carried it around a little bit and used it a little bit and kind of ready to do a review. But here's the letter that Colin sent me with this product. It says, "Greetings, Rob. It was great meeting you at the GEC Rendezvous. I've long been a fan of your channel. So to chat with you about knives and the products I'm bringing to market was one of the highlights of my trip. I was encouraged by your enthusiasm regarding my idea for a folding pocket strop. So now that my concept is a reality, I wanted to pass one to you. Your channel is an important resource for me when I'm researching products to purchase for my personal use, and your opinion carries considerable weight to me personally. On to the strop. I shipped your strop preloaded with the diamond compound that I make myself and sell on my site. The coarse diamond compound is an aggressive cutter, best suited for modern super steels, where the fine compound is recommended for classic steels like 1095, 440, etc. I also included a naked, unloaded spare strop insert. So this is so you can tailor your strop to whatever knife you carry most often and load it up with whichever compound you desire. The leather inserts swap out easily by removing the two T15 torque screws that hold the pivot and brass washers in place. I hope this finds you in good health and prosperity. Sincerely, Colin." So check this out, guys. Here is the strop. And this is the logo for the Stropping Young Lad. A pretty cleverly designed website and brand, I think. Very suitable for the 21st century millennial who is trying to reach back and touch those classic things that men carried back in the day when we carried more than an electronic communication device on our person. I think those days are making a comeback. So here is the strop. Let's open up the Ziploc bag. I think it's kind of funny. There is no plain carbon steel included with either of the two products I'm going to show you, but just for good measure, we have desiccant in the bag. Nice touch, Colin. So that's the folding strop. And then in this other Ziploc, we have the spare strap insert that Colin mentioned in his letter. Open that up. Take that out, and I think we're going to find desiccant in that baggie too. So here's the item. And what we have are two pieces of nicely sort of satin finished natural canvas micarta held together with 4 standoffs and accompanying body screws, and then a pivot. Look at that. Look at that, would ya? That standoff serves as the open stop pin. Pretty slick. And I don't know if the camera's going to focus on this too well, but on this side, there we go. We have the C stamped into the leather for course, and then the USA logo, and then on the fine side we have the F, and then the Stropping Young Lad. So the fine side is loaded with Colin's fine compound, the coarse side with his coarse compound. And here's the thing, guys. And I think Colin and I have had enough conversation to know that I thought that there was a market for something like this. I'm not a huge fan of two-sided strops, and there's a reason why. Even if you put a two-sided strop in a baggie by itself, bare, coarse compound is going to get on the inside of the baggie. Fine compound is going to get on the inside of the baggie. And those two things are going to touch each other. And compound is going to get swapped from one side to the other. In this case, ain't going to happen. Also, it's protected from contamination, a nice close fit between the micarta scales and the loaded leather. So I didn't really measure this. Let's take a look. You've got 3 3/4 of stropping surface protruding from that handle. 2 pieces of leather that are glued together, and there is no stiffening membrane in between them. So although it's a pocket strop, it's not something that I don't think you're going to be able to hold in your hand and use free. So, for instance, I think it's a little too floppy to use in that fashion. So what I do is usually on my pant leg, which I'll make sure is clean, I'll just lay the strop down and use it like that. Kind of hard to do in front of the camera here, but let's see, I'm on the fine side. I've got my Star Benza. You know what, I'm going to back up and show you how I do this in reality, okay? Okay, that's better. So I'll just make sure I got a clean pant leg. Now, if you were going to do this for real, if you were really anal like I am, I would do the coarse side first. So any compound that's transferred to my pant leg would be transferred fine side onto my pants, so I wouldn't care if I contaminated my coarse side with a little fine compound. Makes sense? You know what? For a 3 5/8 inch modern folder, that's enough stropping area. So, for you guys who are super anal about stropping, this might just be the ticket for you. Okay, we're back in the normal position. Now, I really don't know how dull this knife was before I stropped it, but I'm sure I didn't wreck the edge. Yeah. That fine compound certainly takes care of business on a knife that's not super dull to start with. And I know I have customers who are absolutely anal about maintaining a hair popping edge on their knives, and it might be kind of nice to have some stroppability to take along. You can notice the fine side of the strop barely discolored with steel, but the coarse side, you can see some metal's been removed. I haven't used this strop a ton, but it definitely does its job. I'm not really too sure what the micron measurement of Collins coarse and fine diamond compounds are, but they seem to be pretty functional in succession on most steels, so meaning the coarse side first, fine side second to finish. The coarse side seems to remove some steel if your knife is sufficiently dull that it needs that, and the fine side, well, it makes a push cut and phone book paper edge, so it's pretty good. Pretty neat little package. If I were going to change anything about this, I might go with thinner weight leather and then maybe run a piece of G10 down the middle to give it some stability. Maybe even a piece of spring steel. I don't know. So you could really use it freehand without having to rest it on a pant leg. Because guys who are strop anal are probably going to be contamination anal, and when you're setting one side of the strap down on another surface, there's always a risk of contamination. But I think that's that's probably a point only the most OCD of you are going to care about. So there's that. Sorry for the running sump pump, guys. It is a monsoon here in Northeast Indiana today, and I'm in my basement as usual. Okay, so that is the whole unit. Here is a spare naked insert ready to be put in, and then you've already seen the pocket slip. Kind of walk you through Collins' website, and I will link it in the description as I said. But here's a shot of the home page. Just a nice, clean, very buttoned down, but sort of manly, millennial, inviting home page. And then I'm going to take you to a shot of the product page for the folding EDC pocket strap, which you can see is going to sell for $38, which, you know what? Well thought out, handmade, low volume production in the United States, $38, pretty good buy, I think. And then next, you're going to see the page for the EDC strap inserts, which are $20 each. Next, we'll show you the page for the diamond stropping elixir. And nowhere on the website is it published how much they hold, but just kind of going by other bottles and relative size, I think it's probably an ounce. Colin, if you're watching, weigh in the comments if I'm wrong there. But price on those $16 each, that's not bad if you've shopped emulsions, diamond emulsions elsewhere. If you're getting an ounce, $16 is a pretty good price. And then last, let's take a look at the page for the superior slips. And although my slip is custom made for my 74 Heartland clip, the only superior slip listed on the website at this point, February 2018, is the Superior Slip 15, which fits the number 15 boys' knives, Tom's Choice Barlows, 66s, 25s, and I think some other GEC patterns that are listed at the bottom of this page. So those are $35. And frankly, for the quality of what you're getting in its custom fit nature, I think that's a pretty good price. So go over to Colin's site after you read this and after you watch this video and take a look at what he's got and try to throw some business his way if you're in the market for the kinds of things he carries. This is exactly the kind of business that I like to support on the channel. And I think if you read his About page, you're going to see that he really, really cares about what he's doing and cares about providing us, knife nuts, with high quality, knife-specific products that we can be proud to own and use. That's all for this one, my friends. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. And remember, the word is sharp.